welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Zai. I am a stay-at-home homeschooling mom. On this channel, I share a lot about my faith journey, of course, motherhood, clean beauty, and many other things. I am getting ready. I am putting on my Merit Priming Moisturizer. Happy 2025. And it just feels heavy on my heart to talk about this before I dive into this video and other things. You guys are probably hearing about the fires going on in Southern California, and it is I just can't imagine what these families are going through right now at the start of the new year, losing everything. And my prayers go out to them and to the firefighters. That I just saw a clip today. These firefighters, knowing this house is just gonna be burnt down, there's no avoiding it, and so what they're doing is they're going in and they are saving photo albums of this family and little treasures that they can find, and that is not part of their job, yet they're out and they're doing that. Once that's lost, there's no getting that back. And so I saw that this morning and I thought, wow, that is amazing. That's been heavy on my heart this morning. So I needed to talk about that before going on to this video, because what I want to say is I hope everyone's having a good new year, a good start to 2025, but there are so many that are not. And so keep them in your prayers. All the wildlife, all the house pets that had to be left behind, that just breaks my heart. So I feel like everything that I'm going to talk about now in this vlog is just so insignificant. It's just so insignificant. And so the intention of today's video is basically today I'm just going to be decluttering a little bit and organizing our homeschooling supplies, because right now it's kind of just out of hand once again. I feel really embarrassed, but you guys probably remember, or maybe you don't, but I had talked about having this armoire that's in our garage, and it's been in there for over a year now. And the whole point of it was to bring it inside. We'll sand it, stain it, bring it inside, and that was going to be our dedicated homeschool little closet unit thing. But I have just been making excuses to work on it. I mean, I'm about 90% done with it, and I just need to finish it. Before, there was no urgency to finish it. Now we have a home gym, which is an update. We have a home gym, which has been amazing. And now there's an urgency to get that stuff out of there. And we're even thinking about purchasing a separate, a shed for the backyard, because now we don't have anywhere to store all of our gardening things. So yeah, those are two things that need to be done. And so now that we have labeled it as an urgency to get out of there, I will be a little more motivated. Hopefully I'm blending enough, because I'm only using my viewfinder right now. My youngest is napping and my oldest is with my mother-in-law. So I wanted to take the opportunity to do something like this. I literally took everything out of the closet, all of the homeschool things out of our linen closet, just to get an overall idea of what it is we have, take inventory. And then I went to Target. I did not want to spend $1 million, especially because I want to see how certain things are going to fit into the armoire. They're not going to stay in that closet forever. And so I got two little organizers. Well, I'll show you guys, but I did not want to spend a lot of money. And yeah, so I started off small, took inventory of the things that I have, so I knew how big I would need certain things. I've been sort of in this little funk towards getting myself ready lately. Unless we're going to mass on Sunday, I really haven't taken any initiative. I haven't put any effort into doing my makeup. And after talking about the fires, this sounds so shallow and insignificant, like I said, but I just have not. And I don't know why. I used to not be that way. I used to be someone who would like to get ready, maybe not every day, but most days. Most days I would enjoy putting myself together just a little bit, just because it helped me feel better throughout the day, getting things done. When you put yourself together, you are just more motivated to do more things. And so I've just been in this weird little funk where every time I'm about to sit down to get ready, I have this weird thought in my head where I'm like, what's the point? I don't care. Which is not a good thing, which is just not a good thing, because I feel like having that mindset leads you to feeling that way about other things, and then it becomes bigger. So yeah, I thought today would be a good opportunity. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sit my butt down, get ready, and then do what I gotta do for the rest of the day. I don't want to like burn myself out today. Anytime one of my kids is gone, I have this like urge to do everything all in one day, and that's just not realistic. So I made a list of certain things that I would like to get done. Sorry if you hear the dogs barking outside. So I'm gonna try to get things done by the highest priority. My house looks so different already. Let me know when you guys took down your Christmas decor, or if you still have it up right now. I took our Christmas decor down probably, I think, the very next day. And this time around, I was actually smart and I organized everything in the bins so that this next Christmas, I'll have everything already organized, ready to go. The house felt a little empty for like the first week, really. I just didn't focus on trying to put it back together, and then shortly after I grabbed little pieces from the garage or closet, kind of like shifted things around, and it looks put together again and intentional. And I'm enjoying this, like, it feels very springy in here without trying to rush winter. I think that's like a big issue for a lot of us, is especially on the online world. Even in stores, I mean, Christmas is over and like all spring things were already out in the stores. And I'm just like, it is just barely January. Like, we're not even halfway through winter yet, and all the spring things are here. And then you'll see obviously influencers wanting to get ahead of the game and like post spring content like a week before spring has even started, or like day one of spring, and you're just like, why does everything always feel so rushed? Like, just be in the moment. And that's something that I learned this past December. Kind of just taking a step back from social media and being more present with my family, allowing the Lord to enter my life more, is just finding joy within every season that we're in and like genuinely soaking that in. I just had to let Arlo in because he was being so loud and distracting outside. But anyway, the seasons just feel so rushed all the time, and I don't want to live like that. I want to live in the moment. I know it sounds cheesy and cliche, but I genuinely want to like savor every season that we're in. Right now it's winter time, and I mean, we live in California, so we don't get brutal winters or anything. This has actually been a very not so cold winter, aside from the early mornings. Like, the early mornings are freezing. Once like 9 or 10 o'clock hits, it already feels like spring, but that's because I live in California, so we don't get brutal snowy winters. I've been really obsessed with this like maroon, I think is how you pronounce it, color from Merit. This, I kind of need a brush, kind of like blend this in. It's a bit darker, but once you blend it in, it looks really nice. Hopefully I'm doing an okay job because I don't have a mirror. I need like a little compact mirror for times like these. The one thing I still haven't found is a clean lip liner. Right now I'm using one from Huda Beauty, and I've basically thrown away all of my unclean, chemically makeup and have been strict on my clean beauty routine and my skincare. But my lip liners are still one that I have not found, and mascara, like a really, really good mascara. So those are the two items that I still hold today. I'm using my phone to help me do this. I feel a little bit more put together now. This is all that we're working with today. I don't plan on spending too much time doing this. Maybe I'll set a timer, but I kind of already went through it a little bit, and I just put like puzzles and games to one side, crafts, paper, all that stuff to another with markers, and then like the dedicated like homeschool curriculum all together. These things are all I bought. So I bought this like turntable thing to put maybe some crayons and like markers and things. I'm gonna see what works best for this. This is from Bright Room, and then I got 2 of these. I wanted to get something that I could see through so I know what I'm reaching for. So I just bought 2 for now just to see how they work, and if they don't, I'll return them. Hopefully this all works. In progress for sure, but this used to be the basket that I would keep pretty much like all of our daily essentials in. The only thing I realized though is that like every time I would take out this basket, I really would never reach for anything else, and so our day was kind of just very repetitive and I didn't really add anything new, and I wondered why my toddler lost interest. So now I have things a little more just spread out so that I am encouraged to reach for new things. Here I just have, honestly, this is just like a random basket with extra like markers and crayons and kind of just like a little bit of art supplies and school supplies like glue and colors and rubber bands, like little things that I would need to reach for that I wouldn't think of, and then having to go back into that closet is just so much work. So I plan on just taking this out every single time. I have a stapler, I have scissors, glue stick, all the things here. And then in this bin I have all of like our curriculum things, and then just like coloring books and like construction paper. So I have all the puzzles here and all the little puzzle pieces in these bags because they would be all over the place having them stand up. Here are more puzzles that I just couldn't fit, and then in this bin we have all of our like watercolors, extra brushes, our paints, and this is all of our extra piles. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with all these extra baskets and things. That took a lot longer than it needed to, and I feel like I still have a lot to do, and I don't know how much longer Josie's gonna be asleep. I have been trying to be smarter with my purchases and really thinking about, okay, what is it that I'm gonna bring into our home that I'm not gonna get rid of right away, or is gonna have like a multi-purpose use. And this basket was a little more than I wanted to spend, but as far as like how wide and depth, the amount of depth that it has, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna make the plunge and buy it. I always have a ton of avocados and onions and garlic on hand, and I never have a place to put them. I've never found a big enough bowl to put them all in. I kind of want them to be a little separate because sometimes I'll find that they go bad quicker because they're just kind of like piled on top of each other. So I found this, and I thought this would be perfect, and also it has a handle, so like if I needed to move them around the kitchen easily, I can. The kitchen is the one area I find myself rotating the most. I'm always hesitant to say that we have a small kitchen or we don't have a ton of space in here because it's all relative, and this is also the most space we've had compared to previous places we lived over the years. Quick little story time though, a few weeks ago, actually I went through every cabinet and filled a box with extra plates and cups, bowls, utensils, you name it. They were just taking up space more than anything. And a few days after, I looked on Facebook, and a house actually caught on fire near our neighborhood. And the daughter had posted that her family lost everything and anything would help. Sure enough, she included all the kitchen items that I was just about to donate on her list of things that her family was in need of. And it just makes you wonder if and when you get certain urges to do things, if it's because the Lord is sending you encouragement toward that. Josie is awake, so I was able to put the homeschool closet back together. And now that I'm seeing it pieced together, I can finally say it was a success. So everything is easily accessible. I can see everything. We got our little money jar. Anything I want to grab, there's nothing really in the way. So I just used these 3 shelves, and these are just a ton of extra empty baskets, but I'll call this an overall success. Good morning, you guys. It is the next day. Josie is currently having some breakfast, and I'm thinking after she's all done, we're gonna go for a morning walk because yesterday we basically stayed inside all day with the exception of like that Target run, and we went for a quick little walk, which was like about 35 minutes. So we weren't outside for very long. Today I want to get outside as soon as possible. I just love the mornings. The air is crisp, the sun's out. I feel like I need that on my skin this morning. Left you guys on a bit of a cliffhanger yesterday with a little spur of the moment project I was doing. I ended up I felt so embarrassed. I had to run back to Target yesterday after I had already gone because I forgot that we were completely out of toilet paper. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go. And I decided to get this wooden hook rack. Is that what it's called? Because we have had this wall right here. You guys will see it in just a second. It has been a blank canvas since we've moved in, and we originally wanted it to be like a gallery wall, but then the more I like sat on it, I thought about it, I thought it would look a little too cluttered with the pictures that we already have behind me. So I thought it would just be a little too much. So I actually got this inspiration from Beth Moore. So this is what we're working with. That basket that you guys see actually isn't going to stay there. I needed to find something a little like flatter. This one I am leaving here for now just to keep the inspiration alive, but what I liked that she did, and part of the inspiration was just adding something simple like this. Since we homeschool, we do most of our homeschool at the dining table. And so I thought that I could interchange these with either letters or scripture or anything like that. I actually do love the way that it turned out. I just was so tired of having this wall empty as well as this one here, and now the house just is starting to feel more put together, warm, inviting. But yeah, definitely like spur of the moment project. And again, the only thing I purchased was that wooden rack. Everything else I already had. I just had to get creative and pull from other places. Good morning, you guys. It is a few days later. It is currently 9:30 in the morning. I'm bundled up because the kids were outside. We started off the morning with like driving lessons is what I like to call it. Lucas has this electric car. Oh, you're all done?
Yes, because I was cold out there.
You were cold out there? Really? After a while, I wasn't cold anymore.
Yeah, I was freaking freezing out there.
I charged it last night, and the kids for like, oh my gosh, almost an hour. You guys were out there for almost an hour. Just riding that thing literally like in a circle. So now I'm making them breakfast. You guys have seen me make this recipe like a gajillion times. I feel like I've shared it. It's the banana oatmeal pancakes. It's so easy that I've just memorized it by heart. And when I need to make a quick breakfast, this is what I make. This is my secret weapon to taking the kids to mass all by myself, is I'll pack these up. I'll let them cool down, pack them up, and let them eat it. Normally when we're like in the cry room, just because I feel weird about feeding them while we're like in the main area. Huh?
Can I go drive my Jeep again?
Yeah, you can go drive it again, but be careful with opening and closing the door because I already know Josie's gonna want to go with you. Couple of things. One, Lucas is getting a new bed today. My mother-in-law is actually coming over with my sister-in-law, and we're doing a bed swap. She is taking Lucas's old bed and bringing him a new one from IKEA. It's just this wood bed. She wanted to switch it. She's the one that's been basically gifting us all of his things. The dresser she found on Facebook Market. The rug that's in there is from IKEA that she bought us. That was for the living room originally when we first moved in. And now the beds. Thankful we've never had to actually purchase him a bed other than his little toddler bed that we have in the garage. But it's still a full-size bed, but it's just like plain wood from IKEA. We want to switch it out because it's lower to the ground. The one that he has now, he needs a stool to get up to get onto. And this time he won't, which will be nice too when like Josie's like playing with him on there. I don't have to worry about her falling off the bed. And it's cuter. So we're swapping out the beds today. And second thing, I'm currently doing this like 1,000 hours outside challenge for the new year. This is just something to motivate me to get the kids outside more, including myself. So if you guys don't follow the 1,000 Hours Outside podcast or Instagram account, I totally highly recommend it. But I saw them post about their 1,000 hours goal and what that looks like for each and every month. Hi. That's your banana? Can you say banana? Mommy's making you pancakes. 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 Can go see brother? Go see brother. So she gives you two separate lists. One for those who live in a climate that has really hot summers, which is the category I fall under, and then others who have really cold winters. And the reason she does that is like, say July, you have really hot summers. They don't expect you to be outside for hours on end because it's so freaking hot. For January, as example, because we don't have cold winters really, it's been the mornings are really cold, but the average outside time is at least 3 hours, and we don't always hit the goal. So my goal is to reach 3 hours outside for the next few months, and we don't always hit it. We did hit it yesterday. Sometimes we'll only get as little as like 35 minutes, like when I vlogged and Josie and I took a walk for literally 35 minutes outside. But my goal, the motivation, is to get them out. Dedicated time outside. How was that?
That was good.
That was fun?
Yes.
But yeah, it's been feeling very rewarding when we are outside for 3 hours, and it's honestly a lot harder than I expected. for her morning nap. We have been outside pretty much all morning. We've already hit like a little over past 2 hours. I let the electric car charge for a little bit. I don't know how long it's going to last because I let it charge overnight last night and it lasted a full hour. And I just let it charge for probably like an hour and a half just now. So we'll see. We'll see how long it lasts, but Josie's sleeping, Lucas is outside, and I'm just letting him play until he's ready to come inside and we can start school. The older my youngest gets, she's a year and a half now. The older she gets, the longer she can go awake in the morning. She can be up pretty much all morning. 1 p.m. is like her threshold. That's when she's like, okay, I need to nap. But when we're home and we're not doing anything, I'll put her down around noon. I don't really like starting homeschool in the afternoon. I mean, the great part about it is you can start it whatever you'd like. But I don't always like starting it super like late in the afternoon, late in the day. Just because I find that it's harder to get my toddler's attention as opposed to like the early mornings. But I am struggling with that because it's been really hard to try to go through our lessons while my younger one is awake because she gets very frustrated that she can't like come up and grab all of the things that we're using. And so then she's crying and then he gets distracted, and that was pretty much yesterday how yesterday went. It was just like a battlefield to calm one, get another one to pay attention. It was really difficult. So if you guys are moms of like homeschooling multiple littles, or you're homeschooling one and you have other ones, other children that are obviously still too little to do all that, what do you do? Because I do try to find certain activities to distract her with, but one, it either doesn't last long, or two, my toddler then wants to do whatever she's doing. So I'm just like, I don't know what to do right now. But anyways, while she's napping, I'm gonna let him play outside until he's ready to come inside. Maybe we'll do homeschool outside today. It's really nice. I brought the patio furniture. Did I already talk about that? I brought the patio furniture out. It used to be under our little gazebo, but because we've been spending so much time outside, I decided to take it out of the gazebo and put it where we get more sunlight throughout the day so that I can like actually hang out with the kids comfortably and like sit down. I'm just trying to keep our dog off of the cushions because he has such dirty paws during the winter because everything is muddy outside. W-X-Y. Y.
And that's lowercase, uppercase.
Yes. Y looks like, if I do that, it looks like a V, huh?
Yeah, and after I do that, that one looks like a V.
So just remember that a Y has a little tail. Later now. I just laid Josie down for the night. It is just Lucas and I. It is a late night for Steven, so I thought it would be a fun idea to make some blonde brownies. Oh my gosh, there's like an eyelash in my eye. Some blonde brownies from my new cookbook. I got Joanna Gaines like volume 3 cookbook, and I'm also making dinner really late since Steven's not gonna be here, so I need to pull that out of the oven. I just made stuffed peppers because this is my go-to for like meal prep. It's healthy, it's easy, and the kids love it too. Anyways, as I was saying, sorry for the like dark, dim lighting. I don't like using our overhead light, especially at night. Oh my gosh, I just want it to be cozy in here, especially when I'm cooking and I'm baking. But I got everything prepped, everything out, and I'm super excited to make these because I've never made these before. I'm gonna have Lucas help me I'm gonna have him help me today. We're gonna use our KitchenAid, bake some brownies, and then that's how we're gonna end our night. I also have like a really big headache. I had one yesterday. Okay, are you gonna help me make these now? I'm ready for you.
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna bake these brownies and call it a night.